So wait, I've got to start it? Why do we start our own episodes?
Boom, 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 boom.
Meet you at the crossroads.
Crossroads.
Meet you at the crossroads. Ty, what did we watch this week? Yeah.
We were watching Crossroads.
Yay.
The Bone Thugs and Harmony chick flick. When the Bone Thugs and Harmony go on a cross-country trip in order for one of their members to meet his mom.
Oh my gosh.
What a great movie that would be.
I would watch it. I would watch it right now.
I would too.
Right this very second.
Tupac's actually done a couple movies that I have on my list I want to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Because I hear he's a pretty good actor.
I think he is. I think that's the sentiment.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen him, but I assume.
Pumped to watch it.
How could he not be?
Yeah, truth. Which we see that in this film too. Sometimes musicians can really make this jump fairly easily.
Yeah. 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 Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
I think always, yeah.
Oh, we will talk about all of that funness of musicians jumping into acting and who sinks and who floats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because there's people to talk about there.
For sure.
There's some winners and some losers there.
Yes. So we are on episode 4, week 4 here of season 4.
Yep.
Quattro y Quattro. And we decided to just keep this fun vibe going.
Yeah, fun. We kicked it off with a Godfather super fun flick.
Yeah.
Godfather 2, even more fun, deeper in the fun. And then into Spice World, which was super fun for Ty. Loved it.
Yeah, I took a hard turn with my first 2 choices just to kind of even it out a little bit, just to kind of neutralize the craziness.
I like it because they're both music movies, and these movies actually pair quite well together.
Yeah, it's I planned it.
They have similar tones and similar formats to how they made the movie. So these actually go really well together.
Yeah, it's like
white wine and fish.
Yeah, this is kind of the sequel to Spice World, if you think about it.
Yeah, only this time they tried to make a plot, which I commend them for.
Yeah.
Trying a plot. That's nice.
Sure. Yeah, we can get into that. Hey.
Yeah.
For our listeners, maybe it's...
Hi.
How are you?
Hello, good. How are you?
Good. So some of our listeners, maybe it's been a tish since they've seen this 2002 blockbuster.
So we were sophomores when this came out?
Yes.
Yeah, because we graduated 2005. Because we're young mid-30s right now. I think we've said that every episode, by the way. Young mid-30s. We're really living.
We don't need to tell people that all the time.
Yeah, so I think we were sophomores when this came out.
Yeah. For those of you who have never heard of this movie and maybe don't know why we're so giddy about it, Ty, who stars in this film, in this indie flick?
Is this an indie flick? It's MTV Films.
Yeah, but technically it's an indie flick from a budget standpoint and all that. Yeah.
Oh, I have even more respect for them now. No. I'm bumping the score.
Oh, you would. You would. Tell us who stars in this.
This stars the uncomparable.
Incomparable.
What did I say? The incomparable, delightful, cinematic treasure that is Britney Brat Spears. Brittany Lynn.
Yes, I do know her middle name.
Of course I know her middle name.
You should.
Are we going to get into my obsession? Are we going to talk about that at all?
Oh, baby, we're getting into everything, Brit Brat.
I just want to make sure that you have some things where I can divulge some secrets on the podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Honestly, and that's it's too titillating to wait. I kind of want to let's just jump into a little bit of your love of Spears.
Yep.
We'll come back around and talk more specifics later on, videos, favorite songs, things like that. But let's just give the listeners a little bit of background on how your general feelings on Britney Spears.
Yep.
Take it away.
Britney was... I've talked about many first loves on this podcast, but if we're talking about true obsessive love, if we're talking about true crush that you can't get out of your head, that is you go to bed at night thinking about her, you wake up in the morning thinking about her, that was Britney Spears. Like, Britney for me was an obsessive compulsive love. So much to a degree that I had a Britney wall. Let me describe for you what a Britney wall is. Some of you might like know of, like, for theater kids, they love to put theater posters up. They're like, yeah, are the programs. Here are all my programs. Here's all my theater posters. I love it. It's all the Broadway shows I saw. But what I did is I cut out pictures from Britney Spears from magazines. Like, my mom got People. And she's on People. My mom would be like, hey, there's some pictures of Britney in there. Like, she would help.
Oh, your mom
My mom
fueled
was
this fire.
stoking the fire the entire middle school era. It's just like,
it.
oh, here you go. We bought magazines where it was just like all Britney. And I just like to figure out what I wanted on the Britney wall. And I'd put them up. And then I had little push pins.
Oh, you did this with push pins?
Yeah, what'd you think? Did I do it with tape or something? No, because it was in one of those billboard type things, with the soft, like, corky.
Oh, good.
Front. Yeah.
Oh, good. I thought you put this straight up on the wall.
No, my mom would have went crazy.
I thought so.
No.
All moms go crazy when you start taping stuff to the wall.
So true.
Wallpaper, in my case. Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really bad because then you go,
yep.
the tape comes away and
it goes with it. Yep.
Not
so
good.
I had one of these cork little billboard things. It was quite big, though. Like, it took up a significant amount of space. And then I had all these little push pins into these pictures of Britney, and they were all over. It was like this mural towards her. It was almost an altar.
Yeah, you say mural, I say shrine.
Yeah, shrine is very good.
Some other
Shrine
words
is
that come to
great
mind.
term for this.
Your Britney shrine.
Oh my gosh. And so I was purely obsessed with her from 6th grade, which, is the time where you're really starting to get into girls and boys. Like, that's puberty is full throttle in 6th grade. From 6th grade to 9th grade. This is a very strong obsession of mine. Yeah, it starts to taper off like sophomore year, but I still had the Britney wall up, I think, through high school.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just for old times?
Yeah.
Like, couldn't bring yourself to take it
up.
down?
I didn't really think about it. I actually had other stuff up, too. Like, I had theater stuff up. And I remember, actually, I think I tore it down either junior year or senior year. But it was up for, like, the first half of high school. And people would like try to make fun of me about it, but I kind of wore it like a badge of honor, and it rolled right off. Like, the jokes didn't really stick. That I like people like Ty has a Britney wall, and they'd make fun of me. Like, Jeff and Mike would make fun of me to other people, and I was just like, yep. Like, there's no shame in it.
No, absolutely not.
I love her, and so yeah, I'll shout it from the rooftops.
What of it?
But I can remember the time when my love dissipated.
Oh.
Do you want to hear this story?
I would like to hear this story.
Okay. Let me paint a picture for you. Freshman year of high school. Ty is in basketball.
Yes.
And I'm playing basketball with Jeff and Mike, my two childhood best friends, and then this kid named Patrick Heaney, who I really enjoyed.
You always use full names. I apologize to people.
But I'm not going to say anything negative about Pat. Pat was great. He was an awesome dude.
Okay.
I really enjoyed him. He's a good friend. And so we're shooting hoops, and Jeff is like, Jeff's always like the shit stirrer. Like, Jeff's like trying to stir up like this competition between Patrick and I, who he also loved Britney. Like, I don't think he had a Brit wall, but he like loved her. We were two of the most obsessed guys in the school for her.
Yeah.
And we're playing basketball, and Jeff's giving us all these like ultimatums or all these like hypotheticals, like, would you let this happen in order for you to be with Britney? Like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember the thing that he asked that Pat said yes to, that I said no to, that I was like, oh, I think it's starting to dissipate now. Like, I'm getting over this. Is he said, would you murder all your friends and family so you could be with Britney? And I was like, no, I wouldn't do that. And Pat was like, of course I do that. So I was like, oh, you love her more than I do, I think. And so that was a huge moment for me. And it kind of ties in with why I never saw Crossroads, because that came out in 2002, sophomore year. Yeah. That was the next year. Yeah. I think it continued to dissipate.
I guess so.
And even though she was my first love, and really, like, yeah, we can talk about how hot Christina Aguilera or Jessica Simpson, like, you have little crushes on everybody, but you only truly love one person at that time period, and that was Britney for me. But then our time came to an end, like we had this thing together, and then it was time to part.
She was your first love. She was your true love.
From the bottom of my broken heart.
Very good, very good.
Okay, those first two albums were bangers. We can talk about when we get into the albums. I thought the first two albums were primo, and then the third one, that also started to drop off for me musically. So that all ties in together too.
That makes a lot of sense. Whew. I couldn't believe you hadn't seen this movie just because I knew
Yeah.
what a Britney fan you were and
Yep.
how many years have lapsed since all that time. There's been a lot of time that you could have just thrown it on just to see, and you hadn't. And so I guess thank you for letting me share this moment with you.
For sure. And I'm surprised I never saw it either. I think I said this last podcast if you're listening, but like we would walk by the movie in the movie store in Blockbuster. So guys, there used to be this thing called movie stores, not red boxes. And I would see the movie on the shelf with my mom, and I'd always think like, oh, I want to get it. But I wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I could have gotten it. My mom wouldn't have been like, oh, you're an idiot. She helped me build the Brit wall.
She helped
she was
you with the shrine.
Yeah,
she knows.
She was
knows what she
complicit
did.
in the crime. So like she wasn't gonna give me a bunch of guff about it. But I don't know. It just never happened.
Aw. Did you become ashamed, or did it just fizzle?
I think it just fizzled.
Just fizzled.
Yeah, because I rented a lot of stupid movies that like I wasn't ashamed of.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no, I watched American Pie like every week.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Oh.
I watched American Pie and Aladdin like on a weekly basis.
Well, at least that evens it out. Ooh. And I'll get into my Britney fandom as well, but also big fan myself.
Well, can you clarify? Did you have an obsession with somebody like this? Like, is there anything that you can relate to what I shared with you?
I have connections that I made. I didn't create one altar or one shrine for one Teen Beat or Tiger Beat member, but I had a lot of posters up. Again, kind of like you said, like, tape or push pins on the wall. I did that. Ooh, it was not on a bulletin board. I mean, I had JT.
Yep.
I had JTT. Those of you who don't know, that's Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He was the OG.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of... who else did I have? Heath Ledger was
Did you
up
have
there.
Josh Hartnett?
I had Josh Hartnett.
He's
Yep.
somebody you used to talk about a lot.
Yeah, he was probably my main squeeze.
It was Hartnett?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actor-wise. Musician-wise, it probably would have been JT, but I just hated his curly hair phase.
Looks like such a goof in his early days.
I know.
He really
I just
does.
really wish.
He looks really charming like later in life, but like
Yeah.
at the beginning, he looked like a goof.
A goof. A goof. But yeah, no one person ever captured my heart quite in the same way that Britney captured yours.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
So you had too big of a heart. You were like, I would be with all these people.
I would kill
don't
my
need to-
family and friends for any of these people. I would.
Yeah. I would date this guy on Tuesdays and these 5 dudes on Thursday, the
Yeah.
whole band, like go on
Exactly.
a date with them.
Precisely.
Yeah.
No, but I was always like, when it came to like Britney versus Christina, Britney versus Jessica, it was always Britney for me.
Oh, so you
It was.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
ranked her over those other pop icons as well.
I did. I did.
Oh.
Now, like at that time, like looking back, and we can get into this, like from a vocal standpoint, from a talent standpoint, would I? But I think at the time, just how big she was and how much I loved her, especially early Brit.
Yeah.
Love me some early Brit.
Yep.
Yeah. That's all I have to say about that. Ty, do you want to tell us just a synopsis of what is Crossroads about?
Yeah. So it is Grapes of Wrath meets Thelma and Louise.
Can you, yeah, I mean,
Don't you think?
you're not wrong in some ways.
Okay, so I say Grapes of Wrath because they're trying to get from one side of the country to the next.
Yep.
They're trying to go to California, just like Grapes of Wrath.
That squares away.
And they have little money. They're trying to figure out how to get money on the way. They have like car problems. All the plot lines of Grapes of Wrath are technically there.
Is Britney Spears Rosa Sharon?
I don't remember which one that is.
She's the pregnant one.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think.
No, the pregnant one's the pregnant one.
Oh, yeah, duh.
There's a friend
Taryn Manning is pregnant. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yep.
Duh.
So, like I said, all the storylines are there, though.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think Brittany's the lead character, the son.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yeah, she's good with cars. She's better than the dude with cars and stuff.
Yep.
And the reason why I say Thelma and Louise because it's a coming of age like friends, female power, like get together and unite and we can conquer anything kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so it's a kind of rediscovery of Friends as well.
Sure. Speaking of coming of age, how old do you think Britney was in this film.
Okay. 2002. So hold on. Let me do a little
filmed
math.
in 2001. So if that
Filmed
helps.
in 2001. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were in 6th grade, Hit Me Baby One More Time came out, and that would have been we would have been 12. So that would have been in 99. And so that was when she was 16. So we're talking about 3 years later. I'm going to say she was 18 to 19.
Mm-hmm. You're right on. She was 19.
Boosh!
Boosh.
Boosh!
19.
Yeah. And I think you can tell.
I was actually shocked at where this came about in her career.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because, we were just listening. I went through and we played a bunch of her music videos.
Mm-hmm.
So it's obviously well after album 1. I mean, not well after. It's probably like a year, but it's not album 1.
It's not album
1.
one.
It feels like it's between album 2 and 3, but a lot of the songs from album 3 are in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes me wonder, did they write the songs for the movie? Or did the soundtrack come out and they're like, hey, we're going to take a bunch of your songs, Britney, for this movie?
Yeah. It's about the same time as album 3. This happens. Here's why I'm so confused by it.
Yeah.
Britney just seems so wholesome isn't the right word, but like she seems pretty young and naive in this film. Granted, that's her character,
Sure,
right? But even just like in interviews and stuff, watching her, she seems like a young girl.
Yeah.
This movie is filmed after she has the famous "I'm a Slave for You" VMA performance.
Yeah,
with
the
snake.
snake.
With the snake.
I wonder if she had done that nude bodysuit yet. You remember that one?
That was for Toxic, wasn't it? So that would have been 4.
Maybe.
Her album 4.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but still, I mean, that's some very mature content.
Oh, yeah.
And that seems like that was after this, but it was not. It was prior to her filming this.
Where are we at in the JT timeline?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. So the two of them were actually dating during this time.
Okay.
And I think they dated for 3 years, I believe.
That's it?
Yeah. This is their last year together.
Okay.
Is this. All of the stuff with them starts to happen after filming and after this movie is released is when they start to fizzle and to break up.
Oh, okay.
But everybody who was on set says that they were just the cutest couple ever.
Oh, because he was there a lot?
I don't know if he was there a lot, but he did visit in between things, and they were just adorable. And they talked about how they were very supportive of each other and what they were doing. So, yeah. Did you just one more thing about JT before we move on?
Sure.
Did you notice that she, as a character, would write a lot in a journal during the movie? She's supposed to be writing poetry. Did you?
Oh,
did
yeah.
You
and
catch
she's
that?
like, yeah. I'm not a girl. Not yet a woman. It's like, these are the lyrics.
I know where this is going. So what she actually was writing in there was Justin plus Britney with hearts and butterflies and everything all around, which makes me think like that's what she was just given this journal just to like scribble in and pretend like she was writing stuff, and that's what she's writing. Mm-hmm. So that's where her mind is, and yet, you know, a few months before this, we did The Slave for You with the boa constrictor. It's so odd to me. And like looking back on that now as an adult, it just, that balance between like this virginal character and like this super sex pot.
Hypersexualized.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's crazy.
Well, it makes you wonder who she really wanted to be. Like who she, not who she is as a human being, but who she wanted to be. Like, were you convinced by your managers, like once you had done this like pure virginal type of look, and then it was like, hey, now we need to hit them with a real sex pot. That's what we want. That's going to make you the most money. And did she like sacrifice elements of herself in order to sell that?
Sure.
I don't know the answer. And maybe she ended up being like, no, I like this. This is who I am, you know? Like, I have no idea. Which is fair if that's what she wants to do either way.
It's not unlike just the general pressures that are put on girls, especially around like that high school age. Like you need to be sexy, but you also need to be a virgin. You need to be so, but hers is just amplified, right? I think that's what it is. It's all women have these impossible expectations put on them to be these like contrasting characters. But hers, I think it was just like with a megaphone. One end of the spectrum to the other. Woo!
For sure.
Do you want to hear some taglines?
You know I do.
First one. Dreams change. Friends are forever.
Okay.
I think I would maybe like reverse that a little bit sometimes.
Friends are forever. Dreams change.
No, I think I would say friends change. Dreams are forever. I feel like that's more true. I don't know.
Maybe
about
for
guys.
you that is true.
I don't know. I think the vast majority of people would say.
Yeah.
This is kind of a tongue twister. What we have is now, and right now we have each other.
I will be honest, I don't hate these. These are not terrible.
I think this just like hints at the sincerity that the film is going for. It just it so badly wants to be taken so seriously and so heartfelt and is so sincere. And I think that's why some people love it. I think people and the people who made it justified. They're like, we felt good about it. We told a good story, and it was a real story about real things that teens go through, and it's not snarky. It's not sassy. It's like it's just heartfelt.
It's an MTV Hallmark movie.
Yes.
The places life takes us.
What we have is now, and right now we have each other.
And the friends that go the distance.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure. Like,
very good.
We're doing this as sincere as possible. It's about purity. It's not like we're not going to be gratuitous, but it's at the same time, it's still like it's still got the MTV-ism. It still has a guy like doing the lick motion to a girl or whatever, like the inappropriate lick, the tongue stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Why? They love to
beginning.
put that in movies, like around this time period. Like, there's a lot of like weird guys doing tongue stuff to girls, which I'm always like, oh, it's such a stereotypical choice. I've never seen that in real life. I don't know. You're a girl. Have you?
Not directed at me, no.
Yeah.
I can't think of a time other than like movies, I guess, but like that would be something I would be like, you're in trouble. You're in big trouble. That's sexual harassment.
Oh,
like, what
easy.
are you, like, ew.
Easy.
What are you
if you're
doing?
doing weird tongue stuff to a girl, you and I are going to have words, and it might lead to fisticuffs. Like, that is beyond acceptable.
Beyond. Yeah, I think, and that's the part of it being so sincere. Like, we can just talk a little bit about like that first like scene into the high school. Like, we're supposed to believe that like Britney Spears is like this really, not that she can't be smart. She can be smart.
Oh, another movie.
Like
it's like she's all that. It goes with along with what you're gonna say.
Exactly like that.
Go
like
ahead,
we're
continue.
supposed to believe that like she's like nerdy. She only has Justin Long as a friend, and even though she's like the most gorgeous girl in school, we're like she gets like pushed over and her books are on the floor, and then this like bully character played by Zoe Saldana is supposed to be the most popular girl, and she's like so rude and just like bully mean, and it's. Again, I know that happens for some people and that is a reality, but like it's just so cheese.
You're a virgin, aren't you?
Literally, these are the lines. Oh, I should try to find that. No one likes you because you're a virgin and you're stupid. What?
Yeah, but I in this movie, just like in She's All That, but even more so in this movie, it's like nobody would have ever like not been attracted to her. Like, it's not just Justin Long who finds her attractive. She would have been swarmed by dudes constantly. Because even when she has glasses on, guys, she looks gorgeous. So you can't you can't throw glasses and messy hair on her and think that that's going to work. She looks phenomenal like that.
Yeah. I just, again, if you could like get past that, I think the rest of the film makes more sense. But like the early like high school scenes are just like, what is, come on.
Well, do we want to talk about a somewhat surprisingly buff version of Justin Long?
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's get into that.
Justin Long is in this movie, which you're like, oh, is he a big part? No, not at all. He's like, he has probably 20 lines.
This is probably one of the first films that he's been in. He's such a baby.
But he is, he looks so young. But he takes his shirt off in the movie, and he's surprisingly ripped.
Yeah.
He's like, what?
Yeah, and not just like that skinny ripped, that like 7-year-old boys have six packs running around. You're like, how did you get that?
He's got pectorals.
Yeah, he's got and some shoulders. So like he did some time and like did some.
He worked out hard for this movie.
He did, yeah.
And it made me feel like, well, I don't know if he plays the nerdy character if he's like this ripped, because even if he's like pasty and like has goofy hair or whatever, girls would have noticed that he has like 6-pack abs, like because he's probably cocky about it and he'd lift his shirt up and be like, wow, the nerd's hot, Like he wouldn't have been such a nerd either.
For sure. All right, let's talk. We'll get back into the craziness of the movies, your
Sure.
favorite scenes, more of the casting and stuff. But let me talk a little bit about the creation of this. So, rumors got out that Britney was interested in making a jump to film. She was interested. And so, what happened was there was a gal who used to work at Britney's record label, and she ended up
Virgin?
This is Jive Records.
Oh, she's at Jive still. Okay.
Jive still. Do you know a lot
or
about the
maybe
history
she
of
switched
that?
to Jive from Virgin. I know she was at Virgin at one point.
Sure. And do you know that because the name Virgin?
No,
is
I
tied
just
to her,
remember.
or-
I remember on her CD case.
Oh.
I remember the little label on the corner.
Sure.
That's what I'm going off of.
Got it. And this gal's name was Anne Carly, and so she had left to that record label to start pursuing stuff in film. She was more interested in that, and so she started to say, like, you know what, you know who could be like the next Will Smith of films? I think Britney Spears. Which I think, like, literally, she compared her to Will Smith.
Which, okay, we were talking about this. Will Smith is not a musician. Will Smith is an actor who sings or who does, like, hip-hop.
Yeah, although he did, well, what did he start with? Did he start
I
with
feel
more
like-
music, or was it more
I
acting?
feel like
I think it was more acting first, and then
Yeah.
it was kind of simultaneous a little
Bel
bit with
Air,
Fresh
I think,
Prince.
would have been, Fresh Prince would have been before any singing.
It's very close.
But, I mean, you know him more from Bel Air no matter what.
Yes.
And
yeah,
so
he's an actor who sings.
He used his popularity as an actor to jumpstart into a career in music. And granted, Big Willie Style, awesome album, right? I'm
Fantastic.
not giving any sort of shade towards Big Willie Style. Big Willie Style
Millennium
was awesome.
was also
Millennium,
fun.
fantastic as well. That's two awesome CDs. But he's an actor, not like a musician to me first.
For sure.
Yep.
Agreed 100%. Well, she had seen Britney act on SNL, and she thought, you know what?
She was good in SNL.
She is. And honestly, like, I think we forget, too, that, like, Britney has had a background in acting with, like, Mickey Mouse Club and things like that. And she went to, like, a performing arts school. So she did drama and things like that, too.
Sure.
So this is not, like, it's not crazy for her to, like, be in a movie. Right? It's not out of left field.
Yeah.
So anyways, Carly puts out some feelers to get kind of an idea of, like, what if we, like, get something written here for her? So, who writes the script? Shonda Rhimes.
No way.
This is
a Shonda?
early Shonda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to say. Because, Shonda just produced Bridgerton. I was going to say there's like some...
Oh, but she's very tied into that, too.
Yeah.
Though.
Because
she has a lot of say
She
in
does
that show.
some in Grey's as well. She
Yeah.
does some cheesy writing. Like, and not that
she
she's...
signs off on
Not
it,
that
for
she's
sure.
writing, but
Yep.
yeah, she's into like the cheesy, hallmarky, overly dramatic TV world. Like, all that stuff. This fits into her canon.
For sure. Now, they approached Britney with, like, hey, what do you think about doing a movie? And Britney was like, yes, I have some
Wait,
ideas.
that's about Britney.
Yeah, y'all.
Oh, yeah, y'all. I love to do that. That sounds so nice. Let's do it.
Oh, perfect.
That's
you're
great.
You're going to be the Britney impressions for the rest of the podcast.
No, I want you to keep working
no,
on
you're
it.
so good, though. You're so good.
Yeah, of course.
But I do. I need to make some time to think about that. But I'm going to be so nervous. Oh my lordy, I'm going to be just.
So Britney had some ideas about the story and what she kind of wanted to be in the movie about. So she had a lot of say in the general story, and then they took it from there and, like, did the writing and created the characters. But one of the pieces that Britney wanted is she didn't want her peers to be talked down to in the film. And
Why would they be talked down to, though?
well, she just didn't want it to be like, here's a lesson. Pull up a chair. Let's tell you. Let's preach to you.
Yes.
Like, so she didn't want it to be like, see, and that's the moral of the story, kids.
Yep.
So yeah, she just wanted to be respected, I think, or seen as an adult.
Sure.
I think.
Okay.
In this industry, so. So again, she was only 19. So both Shonda Rhimes and Carly decided, hey, we need to go seek out a female director because we want her to be taken care of, which I think makes a lot of sense.
Sure.
I mean, no offense, men, but, working with a 19-year-old girl,
Yeah.
I think there's a sensitivity
For
there.
sure.
You don't want to exploit,
Absolutely.
and you want her to feel comfortable.
And this already sexualized pop symbol as well. Like that, yeah, that was a good move.
For sure. Not only that, they also made a lot of the cast and crew were all female, too. Like, it was a very heavily female-dominated group. And when asked about that, they said, was this like a political statement? And the director was like, no, I just pick people who are the best at X, Y, or Z. And they just happen to all be women. So Oh, that was cool. So they said, like, just in general, it was a very nurturing set on and off screen. So, yeah. Let me think other pieces to tell you here. Oh, one of the pieces, so the director, at first she wasn't sure if she wanted to sign on to this movie with Britney. So she went to Vegas to meet Britney, and she gets to the hotel that Britney's staying at, and like Britney opens the door, and instantly she's just like this like relaxed kind of like girlfriendy girl. She's like, "Hey, come on in." "Oh, I'm so hungover from last night." And the director, Tamra Davis, just loved her. She said she was funny and very relaxed and intelligent. She also said that one of the pieces that she noted when she was working or when she was performing, that she was just the center of attention and nobody was like giving her orders. Like she was kind of like just in command, and she loved that. And she thought like, yes, I want to work with this girl.
Sure.
Which makes sense. Any thoughts about that?
That's kind of how you are at the elementary schools, right? Like people are like, wow, look at how she just commands the room right now. I just want to be around her. Can we do another IEP meeting by chance?
There are people who just like have that energy, and I could totally see that. Like even watching her on screen, is it, you know, even like if it's not like a super captivating scene, like she catches your eye.
Oh, she would totally be somebody that you'd be like, I have to be friends with this girl.
Yeah.
And then you would work your whole life to try to get in her good graces. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I think in general, too, we can talk about the on-set stuff, but she is pretty not too far off like from this character in real life, at least on the set. She's not as like dorky and reserved, but like definitely very polite, very sweet, and very funny. I guess that doesn't really come off in their character.
No, she's not very funny in the movie at all.
She's not very funny, but like, yeah. And they're just like the three girls especially. So we have Zoe Saldana, Britney Spears, and then Taryn Manning, for those of you who are like, who was that? She is the gal she's in Orange is the New Black. She's been in a lot of other.
Oh, okay.
But she plays this role often, this like kind of like trailer trash character. Have you seen her in other things?
I don't remember. No, I never saw Orange is the New Black, so I'm not
trailer
sure.
trash is probably like too harsh, but she plays this like
rough around the edges,
poverty, rural character a lot, and I think she's pretty good at like that role just in general.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So some casting. So Anson Mount is the gentleman. What a name.
Yeah.
Anson. He's so hot right now.
Well, is Anson so hot?
That's a really good question.
That's my question to you. Is Anson hot enough to be the love interest in this movie, and is he a good enough actor? Like, there's so many things about this guy that I thought he was a terrible choice to play the love interest. Yeah, he's boring. He's a horrible actor. He just takes up space, and he's not attractive. So it's not even like, oh, you went with the really hot guy. I get what you were trying to do here. No, you failed on all accounts.
Oh, wow.
I thought he was wretched.
Oh, Ty.
And this is not going back to Shrine Days. I want you to know.
Are we sure?
No, I'm sure.
Are you sure?
Because I would have been happy if Justin Long was a love interest.
Justin Long can't be Britney Spears' love interest.
Why not?
Not in this version of Justin Long and Britney. Maybe like later down the road he could be.
I don't know. He could.
Not when he was like 17.
Because I already could see that this kid's going to be a good actor.
You just said that because he had a six-pack.
I liked him. I liked him a lot.
I liked a six-pack.
But what did you think of this guy?
I didn't think he was that bad.
You didn't think that scene when he's kicking around in the desert, kicking sand and going, oh,
what's he supposed to do? It's written that way. Has a freak out in the desert.
Figure it out. I've had to do so much shitty scene work in my day, and you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing is horrible.
Yeah, that was.
And then he's like, I'm a man. I can't do this anymore. I've got chicks all around me. I'm a man. And I was like, are you kidding me? This is horribly written. But even more so, horribly performed. Yeah. This is wretched. And then there is the scene, which this is unfortunate that he had to deliver this line. There's a guy who's like getting a little sexual salty in this bar, and they've been counting money in front of him. Like, geez, get that freaking money away. But anyways, this guy like sexually assaults Britney kind of on the dance floor, and he goes up and he like stops him or whatever, and they like get in a fight and stuff. And then he goes to Britney, hey. I have the actual thing.
Hey, I'm not mad at you. for what happened or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. So you're not mad at her for what happened? What are you talking about?
I should say not. Why would you
if
be
you're
mad at me?
her for what
This
happened?
guy just came and tried to attack me, and you're
Yeah.
not mad at me?
Yeah, come on.
Okay.
What the hell was that?
Yeah. Again, why are you blaming Anson for that? Those are lines. Someone wrote that.
He's got
Shonda Rhimes wrote that.
I know. He's got to deliver them better. Also, stupid
no
douchey
saving
tattoos. Dumbass looks while he's playing bass guitar and looking at Britney
All
from
right.
the stage.
Now I know you're jelly. Now I know
Dumb
you're
tattoos,
jelly.
not buff enough. Justin Long looks better than you with the shirt off. There's so many things we could talk about here.
Gosh,
He's horrible.
you are so jelly right now.
Can you now one thing I will say. What was the deal with the he might have killed a guy storyline and then all of a sudden he didn't kill a guy storyline? I was confused.
Yeah.
I think I was writing something and I think they resolved that storyline and I missed it.
Sure. You want to know what actually happened? Is
Yeah,
that what you're trying
well,
to
I remember why he went to jail because he saved his mom. Like Kadoff lost, he brought her
Sure.
to another state because his dad was beating on her.
I think.
But what was the
Yeah, there was some rumors going around that I think he killed a guy, and I think that was probably just to add some silly intrigue to it, oh, we can't trust him, oh, beware.
He's a bad boy.
He's a bad boy. He's a very bad boy.
Don't you think he's cute?
He's all right.
I just can't believe he was in jail.
What?
Yeah, he killed a guy.
Kid.
What? That's what I heard.
Excuse me?
He killed somebody?
No, he did not kill anybody. I don't think. Mimi. Okay, he had a car. He was coming to LA. Just don't be upset. I'm on a road trip with a killer, and you're telling me not to be upset?
And then the resolution of that is no, this is what happened. And then Brittany's like, oh, okay, oh, you can maybe I can be your girlfriend.
He looks like ugly Ben Affleck.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I know I'm not.
So he was actually kind of hesitant at first to be in this film with Britney Spears.
Oh, okay.
And he had to be convinced by his co-star from the movie City by the Sea. And I wonder if you can tell me who was maybe his co-star in City by the Sea.
Marlon Brando?
Not quite. Maybe a younger version of him.
Robert De Niro.
It was Robert De Niro.
You come here, you do a favor for me. Sometime in the future, maybe I do a favor.
And that is how I've connected this movie with The Godfather.
So you're saying he actually is a good actor because he worked with Robert De Niro.
He was in with Robert De Niro, and Robert De Niro said, you should take this film with Britney. She's a nice girl.
Listen to
I
me.
like her. She
This
should
is your
take
only
it.
chance to kiss Britney Spears. You gotta take it.
He's not wrong. He actually, reportedly, Robert De Niro ran lines with him, and he did Britney's lines, so he could help him with it.
That's wild.
Who knew Robert De Niro was such a Britney fan?
Well, who knew that Robert De Niro would help out a young actor by running lines with them?
Yeah, I know.
He'd
Who
be
knows?
hey, I've got an assistant. I'll have her run lines with you. That's what it would more. I have him run lines with you.
That's true.
It would be more that than him himself. That's really. I respect for Robert De Niro. Ching, 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 going up a little bit.
Who knows? Again, these are all allegedly
Sure.
in BuzzFeed, so hopefully they check their sources because I sure didn't.
Oh, okay.
But Anson did say this was in the DVD extras. He says that there was immediate physical attraction to Brit Rat.
Well, I'm sure. That's the stupidest bit of commentary ever. Hey, were you attracted to maybe the gorgeous girl on the planet at this time period? Yeah, I was actually, immediately. Yeah, duh.
All right, let me tell you what Justin Long said because you held
Okay.
him on such a pedestal.
I did. I liked him.
Do you want to know
I
what
actually
he
thought he was
said
interesting.
in his interview?
Oh, was he a dick?
No, but I'll just tell you what he said in his interview.
Okay.
He said, well, at first I was like, she's really hot. And then I was like, and she's really down to earth.
That's true life right there.
I know it is.
That's real life. Not there was immediate physical attraction between me and the most gorgeous girl on the planet. He's like, no, she was freaking hot. And then she was freaking cool. That's real life. I love Justin even more. Thank you for just defending that.
Oh my gosh. Ooh. The only other person that I have any relative information about casting wise is Britney's mom in the movie, played by
Samantha. Such a Samantha thing to say.
off of Sex and the City, Kim Cattrall, who was also not knowing should I take this role, so she took it to the Sex and the City girls.
Rach, I just want to segue just for a quick second.
Okay.
And in the movie. Oh gosh, what's it called? Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she was.
Did you think she was better in that movie or better in this movie?
Oh man.
Think about all the challenges she had to endure
Yeah.
with Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah,
she pulled them off so admirably.
I mean, she was like in less than 5 minutes of this film.
So you'd probably say Big Trouble in
I
Little
would
China?
probably say she had a lot more to work with, certainly.
So you maybe want to raise that score a bit?
Well, I didn't say that.
Is it the worst movie of all time still? We're going to check in every
I
week.
didn't say all time, but maybe of our seasons. Every week we're going to check in about
Yeah,
it.
we're going to check in. Have you seen a worse movie yet?
Is this worse? Is this worse? Maybe this is. Who knows?
Yeah, Cottrell. Tell me about her.
Yeah, so she went to her co-stars on Sex and the City and was like, I don't know, should I do it? And they were like, we're a huge Britney Spears fan. Yes, yes, you should do it. And also, that's also why Britney had reached out or had wanted to reach out to her because she loved watching Sex and the City too.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, how as Kim Cattrall, like I would be flattered. Like, yeah, okay, I'll play Britney Spears' mom.
I thought it made sense.
Yeah.
I think they look kind of alike.
Yeah.
To be honest, I was like, okay, the Dan Aykroyd thing maybe not so much. But
Oh yeah, Dan Aykroyd is her dad in this film.
I thought was a needless casting, a waste of Dan Aykroyd to play this random role. I was like, Aykroyd, why would you take this? This is like a really horribly written version of like kind of your My Girl character who is like playing like the nurturing / overbearing dad a little bit. But he's so fun in that movie, and like in this one, he's just kind of boring. He's just like, no, don't do that.
I just don't think he had done anything in a while, you know? Like what?
So you just wanted a paycheck?
Maybe. Doesn't it seem like that kind of a
Kind
role?
of,
Like
yeah.
he doesn't have to, but like I don't know. Maybe they were going for I don't know if this was before, but you know, in Coyote Ugly, the dad in that is also I think the dad off of Roseanne. I can't think of
John
his...
Goodman?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, so maybe he was saying like, oh, this would be like John Goodman and that. Not
Sure.
that was like a riveting performance either, but you know, it made
John
him a lot of
Goodman.
money, I'm sure. Coyote Ugly did really well. And so
Coyote
he thought
Ugly,
like,
super fun.
it's a good paycheck, you know?
Yep. Okay.
All right. So I did talk about how Britney was so sweet and so professional and so
sweet.
humble.
So
Filming
hot, down to earth.
so hot, down to earth. That's awesome. I hope that's how people describe me the first time they meet me.
Wow, she's
so hot.
Wow, she's down to earth.
She's so down to earth.
No, I don't think they do. I think they say, wow, she's so hot. And then they go, oh, she's kind of funny too.
I'm not down to earth.
No,
Why
definitely
did you
not.
say that so fast?
Oh, she's kind of nice. Not nice, bro.
So this was filmed in Louisiana,
Uh-huh.
which is close to Britney's hometown, y'all.
Hometown.
So that's exciting.
I can't remember where she's from.
I want to say, is it Kirkwood, Louisiana? Does that sound right?
Okay.
It's
Sure.
a smaller town.
Yeah.
I want to say Kirkwood. I feel like
Okay.
80% good about that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So coming into it, obviously, Britney's pretty big in her career right now. So
Oh,
she
yeah.
has a
Superstar.
large writer coming in. Ty, do you know what a writer is when I
Yeah,
say
it's
that?
like all the things that you want. I want
Yeah.
only green M&Ms.
It's like your contract. Yep,
Yep.
exactly, that you have. Fun little side note. So when I used to work for Saturday in the
Yeah,
Park,
you know all about writers.
yeah, and we had musical guests come in. I had to look through the writers and help the team kind of figure out like what we needed.
Uh-huh.
Oddly enough, a lot of bands need towels. Like we
Oh.
got like
Like, because it gets so sweaty?
to take with them. It's like you give them these things and then they take with them on the bus. So like
okay.
we gave like Counting Crows like 30 towels.
Gotcha.
That
okay.
was just random. And Aretha Franklin had to have like the AC off
Uh-huh.
in her
'Cause
dressing
it
room.
dries her out.
It dries her out. Now, granted, this is in an outdoor venue,
Yep.
so it was like 90 degrees.
Oh,
it was
terrible.
sweaty.
And
And then she was like a half an hour late
more than
getting
that, she
on.
was an hour late.
Yeah.
Aretha was way too late for that music festival. I was very upset.
Right.
And then she wasn't, I mean, she was still really great. And she had a very glittery outfit. But I remember being like, this is not worth the hour wait, Aretha.
So not worth it.
Be
So-
ashamed of yourself.
At any rate, she had a larger writer, just I think to also kind of lay the groundwork for future films. Like this is what I'm going to be expected to
Yep.
to have. Things like having a personal trainer on set, access to gyms, things like that. Because it was such a low budget film, and she knew that because it was an indie flick, she waived most of the writer. She asked for two things.
Mm-hmm.
She asked for tuna fish Lunchables.
What? They make those?
Exactly. Exactly. What?
I knew they made they made the
Lunchables?
pizza ones, which are kind of shitty pizzas.
Yeah,
and
for
then
sure.
I love the cracker ones.
Yeah.
I didn't know they made a tuna fish one.
Your reaction is the same that the internet had after when this little fact was on. Like, first off, what is a tuna Lunchable?
Yeah, doesn't make any sense.
The second piece that she asked for was edamame.
I don't know what that is.
You do. You don't like it. They're those green beans kind of that you eat. Sometimes with sushi, they serve them with them, and you kind of like pull the beans out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Those are really gross. I really don't like those.
Those were the two things that she requested. That's it. That's all she wanted.
Dude, she's sinking by the minute. For me, like she's sinking
Oh,
again.
this is not helping you.
No,
Like
I don't
her?
want to eat those beans.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
It's like, hey, you want to go out tonight?
Tuna breath.
Like,
Ugh.
no, I don't want those beans. Tuna Lunchables, are you kidding me?
She also went with staff to get her Starbucks every morning. They offered to like, hey, we can like go get this for you and just have it ready for you when you're on set. Like, no big deal. She's like, no, that's okay, y'all. I like to go pick it out. It's kind of fun. So isn't that cool?
Yeah, I mean, well,
She's a superstar. This isn't like first album. This is like third album.
but
she's Britney.
She's also 19, so she's still bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Remember you at 19-year-old? You weren't so jaded.
yeah,
You
but
were like still like, oh, I'm going to change Iowa State. I'm going to become the president of the university, and I'm going to change the world. And then by 21, you were like, I'm going to get drunk so I can stop thinking about this, and I just want to graduate.
Yeah, not wrong. I also like though wasn't like dancing with boa constrictors at
Yeah.
the VMA Awards either. So
Sure.
like I think she's more a woman, not yet a girl, something like that. So on set and off set, the cast got along really great. The three girls just had a ball of a time.
Even though Zoe was such a dick.
Even though her character was such a jerk, the three of them just like hit it off. They loved each other. They're still kind of like closest friends to this day. Like Zoe Saldana was asked in a recent interview on Watch What Happens about Britney, or like I think she was maybe getting like razzed about like her acting or whatever, and she defended her. She's like, I thought she was good. And then Britney tweeted her back. She's like, thanks y'all so much for that was really sweet. Thanks. Can't wait to do Crossroads too. Smile, winky face.
Gosh.
So I thought that was really sweet.
That movie would be so different because Zoe's such a big star now.
I know.
Like that,
She's
you
like
couldn't
the
you couldn't just
A-lister.
say like Britney. It's going to be Britney's movie and Zoe's backing her up. It would be like, no, you're co-stars, and really we're going to really focus on Zoe.
Let's hear about her story
Yep.
though, because she has a really. Could we talk a little bit about her story?
Sure.
A little bit. Go ahead. Tell us the audience a little bit about like why is she headed to the West Coast? What does she want out of this?
So, well, for one thing, we didn't mention this movie takes place in Georgia, and they're going to California. So they're literally going from coast to coast. And she has a boyfriend who's at UCLA who has really gross long hair.
yeah,
And
he's
also
nasty
not
looking.
attractive, but he looks preppy. And so her boyfriend has given her, I thought it was a promise ring, but it was an engagement ring. You find
Yeah.
out later in the movie.
She's engaged as a high school
So,
senior.
Yeah,
Ew.
she's 18 and she's engaged. I think he proposed to her before he left, so she would have been 17 when she got engaged.
Oh my gosh.
And then he saw her at Christmas, and she hasn't seen him since Christmas. It's now the end of the school year. They're just about to graduate when they do this cross-country tour. Or no, they actually did graduate because she speaks at graduation at the start. Britney does. And so Zoe's going all the way across the country to UCLA because her boyfriend says he's not coming home. And then she gets there. She finds out her boyfriend's with another woman. And then she finds out that the one chick who is pregnant, the entire movie, who you think it's this other guy who knocked her up, or like who is
yeah,
the
Taryn Manning's character, the pregnant, the Rosa Sharon of the group.
Yep. You find out she had sex. Well, he had sex with. No, it wasn't
She was
rape,
raped.
right?
It was rape.
It was rape.
It was rape.
Oh, see, I missed that part.
She was drunk.
I thought
and
it
then she
was-
cried, and she was like, "Yeah, he was really nice, and he just took me home, and I tried to fight." And remember, then Zoe's like,
Oh,
"You had
gross.
scratches. Your shirt was ripped that
That's
night."
right, the rip.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't piece that together.
Yeah, you raped
I
her.
thought it was just like a we hooked up thing. Now that I know it's sexual assault, that's even worse.
I
So this
know.
character is horrible.
Yeah.
And he's cheating on her at the moment. In the moment, he had sex with this other character and gave her a baby, and then they've been like together in the car this whole time, the pregnant one and Zoe. And so but then they forgive each other. Well, there's nothing to forgive really. But it's just like, hey, we understand each other now. Everything's great. and she ends things with a guy. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know why that's not the center of this movie from
Well,
a story standpoint. That's riveting.
That was very much
storytelling.
like a Days of Our Lives. Like, that was a very soap operatic plot
And
line.
you're the father.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, what?
And then, as she's running away, she trips on the stairs.
And then she loses the
she
baby.
loses the baby. She has
It's
an accident.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Just when you think this could not get any more out of this world, it
and
goes there.
Wow, Britney is losing her virginity to ugly Ben Affleck
Yeah.
after knowing him for 4 days.
Yeah.
We did the math. It was 4 days. And she was like, you're the guy I'm going to lose it to.
This is it. This is the special one
Yep.
that she's been waiting
in this
for.
kind of whatever hotel in California. That's what you wanted to do, huh? Yeah. And so the movie takes a dark twist.
It does.
Yeah.
It's real.
Uh-huh.
It's sincerely
Like
real.
Thelma and Louise.
Just like Thelma and Louise.
And Grapes of Wrath. Not She's All That.
Not so much that. Ty, did you have any favorite scenes in this movie or things that maybe you just want to talk about?
Sure. Okay.
Let's
I have
get to your list of
I have a
notes.
lot of things to talk about.
Let's do it, because then I'll randomly chime in with some more stuff.
So I think it's important to make note of a new experience our puppy went through during this movie.
Oh, okay.
Penny
Yes.
learned how to hump watching Britney Spears' Crossroads.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah, she started humping for the first time.
Yeah.
Well, last time when we were watching this
Her
movie.
stuffed animal.
And it just harkened back to my time learning how to hump with Britney as well. So, like, sexual awakenings for both of us, which was pretty interesting.
She's not a girl, not yet a woman. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're talking about our dog humping on this podcast.
Oh, for sure. Hey, there was a band towards the beginning of the movie that sounds like Newfound Glory. And they're like, yeah, what is up? What's your name? Singing and dancing. It's so cool.
Yeah, do you want to know who they are?
Who is that?
It's Bowling for Soup.
Oh, I remember that band,
Yep.
Bowling for Soup.
Yep.
Okay, I was like, who is this band? I know it's an actual band.
It is an actual band. Fun little cameo at the beginning. They never got to meet Britney, actually. They were only there for 2 days of filming.
Oh, okay.
The first day, she was offset, and then the second day, she was not there.
So you could also say she was offset again?
Again. Perhaps. Good story, Rach. Good story.
Oh my gosh. I thought it was crazy. So Justin Long and Britney are like, that's probably like her best friend in school. It looks like this Justin Long nerdy character.
He's the only person that she takes graduation photos with when they graduate.
They've
so.
been lab partners throughout.
She's valedictorian.
Yep. She's accomplished everything.
Yep.
And they have this plan to have sex before they go to college.
Mm-hmm.
And so he is showing off his washboard abs, and Brittany's doing like a little strip tease for him at the beginning of the movie. And the whole sequence is really uncomfortable.
Really?
Like when it's like, come on, let's have sex. It's embarrassing to go to college as a virgin. And then
his pressuring is
I mean,
a
he
little
does a good
awkward.
job as an actor through the sequence, but like I was just thinking about the writing. I was like, oh my gosh, this is really weird. Like he doesn't pressure her too much, but still, it's like, have sex with me because we're both losers and I don't want to be a virgin in college. I'm like, what a weird happenstance this is.
Yeah, you say that, but I think the awkwardness of that is probably not too far off for people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just that light pressuring. Yeah,
Oh, sure.
I think that's pretty real, to be honest. Even though like the circumstances of it, like, no, we have to right now, but like I don't think it's that far fetched, to be perfectly honest with you.
Do you think so? What percentage of the planet do you think loses their virginity just because they don't want to be virgins anymore? Not like they're in a relationship. It's just like, hey, I don't want to be a virgin anymore. You're my friend. Let's do it. If you had to throw a percent out.
Yeah. Ooh, that's trickery. Because you think that's likely.
Which there's nothing wrong with that if that's your choice. I want to make
No.
that clear. This isn't. I'm not lambasting you.
Yeah. I don't know. Oftentimes you think of that person being a little bit older, right? If they just like are so ready to just lose it to
Sure.
the next person. So, gosh, for that specific reason though, like 15%?
Okay.
20, 15%? I
Yeah.
don't know. Like
That sounds
more than you
about
think.
right. Because I know some people. I'll start listening them now.
First
First
and last names, please.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, can I share one of my favorite scenes?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that when the car breaks down, they go to this karaoke bar and they get exactly the right amount of money from the tips that they earn from winning this karaoke contest to fix the car.
They got more than enough money. They got enough money there and to bump the hotel quality.
Yeah, they got a really fancy hotel. They had ordered room service that night. It was crazy.
Which this hotel, for being nicer, wasn't that much nicer. It still was kind of gross.
Yeah, it looked like a bed and breakfast kind of like an old home place. But they had room service though in the middle of the night. So I don't know.
And the fact that this kind of old shitty hotel had room service was also interesting.
Yeah, but I love that the exact time that their car breaks down, they're like, all right, y'all, we got to go to this karaoke bar, sing for tips. Oh, yeah, we got more than enough money to cover the $400 radiator.
Oh, yeah, and that stupid, dumbass, ugly Ben Affleck thought it was the,
gasket.
The head gasket. And I was like, right when it broke down, I told Rach, I was like, radiator. Or radiator hose, one of the two. And then Britney gets in there because her dad's a mechanic, and she's like, oh, it's the radiator. And I was like, boom, nailed it. I was nailing it left and right, guys.
You and Britney nailing it.
Connected. I thought all the scenes when they were in the car and they were talking or they were singing, and they're in this open air convertible driving on the highway, that the whole time I thought like nobody could hear each other. It would be like, yeah, so you want to pull over somewhere? What? You want to pull over somewhere? I gotta go pay. Hold on, what'd you say? Say it into my ear. Like, they would not have been able to hear each other.
For sure.
And you could tell they did that all in ADR. That was all in post. It's like go into the booth and sing the Shania Twain song and everything. By the way, what song did they sing at the karaoke bar?
I Love Rock and Roll.
Yep. From album 3. Britney.
From album 3, titled Britney. Wow, Ty.
Yeah.
You did have a shrine.
The pregnant gal,
Taryn Manning,
wants to be a singer.
Yeah, she's going out to the East Coast because there's this like singing competition that she wants to audition for.
Yeah, American
Idol. She's like maybe 3 months pregnant, something like that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But then she gets up to the mic and she's terrible.
Well, and she's scared that she can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think that maybe she would have had that sorted out before she was going to drive across the country to like pursue that as a life option. But given the character, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. But Britney takes over.
Yeah, how else were we going to get shy little Britney, little Lucy to like get up there and be like,
rip the bottom of her shirt off and have her abdomen exposed and to really just give it her all.
Get at it. And she did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Britney talks about that in interviews. You know, she had to start off real shy because, you know, Lucy doesn't know how to do this like she does. So, yeah. And eventually she could, like, get into, like, the zone and have more fun with it like she would. But that's also why at the beginning of the movie, they have her dancing around in her underwear singing the Madonna song.
I don't remember.
Open Your Heart to Me.
Okay.
Because the director didn't want it to seem like this came out of nowhere, like that Britney just like, where did this come from? All of a sudden she can sing and dance. It's like, no, remember the beginning when she was dancing in her underwear in a room?
Yep.
We should have seen this coming.
I did see it coming because of that underwear scene. You see Britney in her underwear multiple times in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not just in clothes that reveal her midriff, but like in straight up underwear, at least 3 times, if not 4.
And like whitey tighties.
Yeah.
And she actually defends that. She got some slack about, just dancing around her underwear and like, it's not a real role model or whatever. It's like, I don't know. Why are we asking this?
I hate the role model thing. Like,
yeah. Well, and she had said too, she's like, well, that's real. Like I do that. Like my pajamas are a t-shirt and underwear. Like I dance around goofy in my room and sing and dance. So like, like while like you might think that that's like us just trying to like be like, oh, look how sexy she is. It's like, I don't know. That's just real. That's just me being me, y'all.
Now, if that's her response, then I think that's cool. I was just worried that there was just another excuse, kind of like Kate in Lost that we talked about, where like they kept trying to make her get naked all the time. And she's like, I don't want to get naked anymore.
Yeah, Yeah.
Like, I was worried that it was more one of those, like, Britney, we got to get you in your underwear again, girl. That's what's needed for Crossroads.
I think she was. I think she like owned that. I think she likes that. She likes being sexy. Obviously, like that's a part of it. But it's hard. It's a hard balance. This movie was almost called "What Friends Are For."
What Friends Are For.
What Friends Are For. I think Crossroads is much better of a title. Britney also had some profanities removed from the film.
That she cussed? And they took them out?
I don't know if she cussed. No, she's like in the script. Like I think there was
like,
some
"Let's
cussing.
cut
She's
that."
like, oh, we don't need that. Let's take that out.
Yeah.
So, see, she's just this wholesome
I know.
little deer. This little deer.
Yeah.
Sexy deer.
She's like Penny. She's so
Our
cute
dog?
and innocent and sweet. But then every once in a while, she's got to hump Aunt Ruby. Her little stuffed
She's
animal.
so feisty.
Yeah, so there's times. Did you think that they're singing in the car and they're laughing together? Those scenes went on too long?
Yes, especially the Shania Twain "Man, I Feel Like a Woman"
Yep.
song. I think we almost sang the whole song, and I was kind of like, okay, I feel good about it.
It got so old, and they did it multiple times.
Yes.
And so you were either listening to really terrible rock music that Ugly Ben Affleck was playing, or you heard the girls singing and laughing for like 3 minutes. And it was sometimes unbearable. I was like, we need to move on from this. It's okay to have those moments.
Yeah.
It shows their connection. It's like they're going across the country. Those are like things that would happen.
Yeah.
But I don't need to see it for 3 minutes.
Yeah. Did you like how they sang "Bye Bye Bye"?
Yeah,
a little
I did.
bit. That was
I did.
obviously a little shout out
Yep.
there.
I thought that was great.
Yeah, I know you would.
Yeah, even though I'm not an NSYNC guy. BSB all the way. You know why? Because they all sing. Not just JC and JT.
Yeah, but I think NSYNC is better looking across the board.
Okay, let's do this.
Let's not. This is Britney's episode. We
you're
don't
right,
need to get
you're
into
right.
the boys. When they come out with their own movie, then we can.
When will we get into this, though? We watched the Together movie?
Oh, that's a fun one.
Yeah, it is a fun movie.
I haven't seen that in a long
Yep.
time.
Okay, we watched that Together movie.
Yeah.
We're going to get into a boy band showdown.
Yes.
And we're going to get nitty gritty.
Yes. Any other scenes or moments of the film that you just want to highlight in case people have forgotten?
Sure, 2 things.
Yep.
So, I'm not a girl, not yet a woman. Don't laugh at my poetry. Not a girl, not yet a woman. And then he takes that poetry, Ugly Ben Affleck does, that Britney had written in that journal that Rach was talking about. And then he like transposes it into a song. But when you're in a band, you usually write out tabs. And then even if you're going to transpose that to piano, you write it in like tabs. It's like, here's what you do, and then you kind of experiment on piano and you kind of come up with it. So even if he's a musician, that's pretty much what he's going to do. But he wrote out legitimate sheet music. Like he spent forever just like writing, doing all the lines and making sure it's in treble clef and like, oh, we got it 1 sharp in here. Now we're going to cut to 3/4 time. Like he wrote legitimate sheet music in less than a day.
I'll be honest, I don't know that most of your general audience will know that that's not realistic. But it was funny for you and I to be like, well, that's real sheet music.
Yeah,
Wow, he was up all night.
He would have been. That would have taken forever.
Little bar graphs and everything all
Yep.
written out right there.
Yep.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So either he is an amazing musician.
I think so.
No, I don't think so. Because every time you see him, he's just fiddling with the guitar and not doing anything really that impressive. Just going like dun 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 dun, like just doing some light picking. And we're supposed to think that he's like a music savant. What'd you think of their sex scene?
You mean the lack thereof?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think there's also a little bit of like critique about that too. It's like Britney wanted to, this is the critic saying like, oh, like you wanted to be so wholesome, like, but you didn't like really dive into like this character because you still like kind of like censored that scene or whatever, like, are you an actress or not? And it's like, oh, I don't know.
Well,
But
I
interesting.
just thought it was awkward.
Sure.
For one thing, we already established they've known each other for 4 days.
Yeah.
She's a virgin. He's in a band that's Rebel Without a Cause. And they're in a hotel in California, a not very romantic place. But I guess it is on the beach.
It's on the beach, and the sun is setting in the background.
The sun is setting in the background. And he goes, do you want to do this?
He's like, are you sure about this?
Are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
And she goes, yes. And then he takes off his shirt, revealing his nasty tats. And then they, like, get close to each other, like Grease 2 style, like in this slow moment. And then we fade out of it. I was like, there's just no sizzle there at all. And I don't need to see them get naked. That's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking for passion. I'm asking for love and romance. And...
No, it's supposed to be sweet.
Well, that's okay,
it's
too.
Supposed to be sweet.
It can be sweet. It can be sweet, and it can be like, I'm really falling for you. Like, you could have something, are you sure you want to do this?
Ty, that's called consent.
Yes.
We have to make sure that
sure.
that's established.
Are you sure you want to do this?
19.
Yes. Yes. I'm really falling for you. Like, you could just have something that shows that there's, like, a connection, that this wasn't a one-time thing in California while the sun is setting. You know each other for 4 days.
Yeah.
That's the part that perturbed me.
I see. Gosh, you are so jelly. It's crazy right now. It's been a while since I've seen you this green-eyed monster.
No, the green-eyed monster.
Oh, my gosh. Any other movie things? Otherwise, I want to transition to talking about movies with singers.
Oh, one other thing.
Yeah.
This movie ended with a concert, just like Spice World, which is why I say these movies really pair well together.
Oh, it does.
It ends with Britney giving a concert.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like Spice Girls giving a concert.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting.
When they filmed that was like one of the last things that they did film was that. And she cried during it, the song.
Oh, I'm sure.
Isn't that sweet?
Yeah. Because you
really
get
sweet.
close. I mean, it's probably a 60-day shoot.
Yeah. Yep.
You
It
get
was
close
at the
with
end of
Zoe and with the other girl who I keep forgetting her name. Taryn?
Taryn.
Okay. I'm never going to remember both her names, so I just need Taryn. Okay. When she got close to Zoe and Taryn and probably the director and like, you know, it's hard to say goodbye sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Go for it.
Yeah, I just have like a couple of movies with singers in them, and I just want you to like, I don't know what would be the best, like to rank them, to like say boo or yay. Maybe just boo or yay.
Boo or yay.
Yay.
That's the name
All
of the
right.
segment.
I'm
Boo
going
or
to skip
yay.
Crossroads because we'll come back to that.
Okay.
All right, Spice World with the Spice Girls.
Boo.
Have you seen Glitter with Mariah Carey?
No, never seen that
I
one.
haven't either. Darn it. That
You
will
watch
be
it
a
this
great.
summer. You can
I'll
put it on
watch
your list.
We'll get it. The Bodyguard, Whitney Houston.
Yay.
Yay.
I kind of like that movie.
I did too. What about The Preacher's Wife with Whitney Houston?
Yay. Rage classic.
I love that movie. You guys, great Christmas movie. Preacher's Wife, Whitney Houston. Go see it. It's great. Grease, Olivia Newton-John.
Yay.
8 Mile, Eminem.
Yay.
I knew you'd like that one. These
I
are all
do like
good
that
ones.
one.
9 to 5, Dolly Parton.
I have only seen parts of the movie. And I just know the soundtrack really well. I would say yay. I think it's really fun.
Yeah. And I could also do Steel Magnolias. Dolly Parton is kind of one of those in-betweeners. Like,
Yeah.
yes, we say singer first, but she's a very solidly in the actor.
Similar to Cher.
Yeah, I guess I don't think about Cher as much, but you're right. I mean,
Cher's done a lot of movies.
Moonstruck
Yeah.
and my
Mamma
cousin
Mia 2.
Vinny.
No, I actually, and she's in Burlesque as well with Christina Aguilera.
Boo or yay.
Boo.
Yeah, it's a double boo.
Terrible.
It's a
Volchek
double
from
boo.
OC is in it, and he is awful. He looks hot, but he's awful actor.
Ooh, Madonna. Madonna's been in quite a lot. I mean, we think singer first, but like A League of Their Own and Vita, like she does a lot of film too.
Has
or did.
done yeah, she's in that same thing with Dolly Parton and Cher that I see them as almost equal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is kind of cool. Like that's where I would want to be. I would want to like be able to do both and do both like fairly well.
For sure.
You know, I don't need to be like nominated in both, but like respected.
Yep.
I want to be respected. A Hard Day's Night, The Beatles.
Really weird. And it's been a while, so I can't really say, but I'm going to give it a boo off of memory alone.
Sure. Ooh, Dreamgirls. We have both Beyonce and Jennifer Hudson in this.
I've never seen it.
Oh, you haven't, have
I don't
you?
know how that movie
Yeah.
missed me.
Yeah.
But I have not seen Dreamgirls. And it's a movie I've always been interested in, and I've always thought I would like,
but
never saw it.
Yeah, there's some standout performances in it, to be honest. It's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Beyonce isn't usually somebody who jumps off the screen to me, although in
Gosh, what's that movie?
Obsessed. Obsessed.
Oh, we talked about it just last week, and here we are again.
Gosh.
Obsessed.
Such a fun
That movie
flick.
is bonkers. It's Fatal Attraction with Beyonce.
Idris Elba.
Yep, Idris is good in it too.
Oh yeah, he's good.
And so is the blonde-haired chick. But Beyonce is terrible. So bad.
But how awesome is she in those fight scenes, though?
Yeah, so cool.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, I mean, she's bad in a really fun way.
Yes.
Like, she doesn't make you, like, want to mute her when she's on the TV.
No.
It's not like Lion King. But she's fun bad.
Yeah, fun bad, for sure. Then you've got Jennifer Hudson, too, and she's done that. She's done
Well,
Cats.
I think Jennifer Hudson got up or won Best Supporting Actress for Dreamgirls.
I think you're right. I believe you are right.
Yep. She's got an awesome voice.
Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to think what else. She was also in
Did you bring up
Sex and the
Cats,
City
by the way?
2, Cats. She's done a lot as well.
She did Sex and the City too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. I think it's the second movie that she's in.
Is there wieners in that one?
Or wait, or is it the first one? Which one does she get married in? It's the one she gets married in. Is that the first one?
I don't know.
You
I
don't
didn't see
know.
either one of those movies.
Oh.
Double feature.
Hey. We really should do a Sex and
Put
the City
those on the
one.
list.
Even though the movie doesn't quite like encapsulate the show.
But if I've only seen a few episodes, which I will say about that show, when you watch episodes of that show, I'm always intrigued. Like, I do not scoff at that show. Like, I think that show's kind of fun. When you've been watching episodes, I'm like, yeah, I could watch this.
Yeah, Sex and the City is a great show. So I know that you are trying to give it a compliment by saying it's kind of fun, but like it's very good. So
Yeah.
I'll just take that. We'll just say that that's what you said.
Yeah. I mean, I've always enjoyed myself. So.
Yeah. Let's go into Brit trivia. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you ready for it?
I think so. You missed so many movies with singers in it, though.
Ty, there are so many.
Wedding Planner. Yay.
You were gonna say that.
Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, Wedding Planner. I thought Wedding Singer when you first said that for some reason. I was like, Adam Sandler's not a singer.
Oh, but he is.
J-Lo. J-Lo's an interesting person.
J-Lo's more of an actress than a singer to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
And does she have respect in both? I don't know. Kind of. She was good in Selena.
Yeah, and I loved her in Wedding Planner, like I just said.
You do.
Selena, she's good. She's not great in it, though. If you go back and watch Selena again, I don't know when the last time you watched it is.
Yeah.
She has some iffy moments.
Oh, maybe it's been a bit.
I
would say she's probably respected in both.
Yeah,
I
probably. Think. Yeah. I don't know. She's not my favorite in either category, though.
Yeah. I think
she's a little rough
fair.
around the edges
That's
as a
fair.
singer and as an actress.
I think she's just, for me, underwhelming in both.
Yep.
Unless we're talking about like some of like the really fun songs from like way back in the early 2000s, but like
she's an entertainer. Now that's one thing. J-Lo is a freaking entertainer.
Yeah.
Like, and I will give her so much kudos for that. She is entertaining as heck to watch.
For sure. For sure.
She's no Shakira.
Yeah, you do. You were Team Shakira on the Super Bowl last year.
And that duel, I was all about Shakira.
You say duel. Again, it wasn't a duel. It was a duet.
It was a duel.
No, this is men trying to pit women against each other. It was like, let's go, my Latina sisters. Yes.
Your sister Nat and I, we were both on Team Shakira.
I thought Shakira was great, too. I think I was also...
Shakira!
I just don't want to pit them against each other. But if I had to choose, I would have picked Shakira in that.
Yeah, Team Shakira! We were talking about in the car, and I think it's worth mentioning here on the podcast as well. Mandy Moore.
Oh, Mandy Moore.
Yep.
She's more of an actress than a singer, to be honest.
Yep.
But again, I wouldn't say she's respected in either.
No, she's kind of like J-Lo.
No, she's worse than J-Lo.
Well, I mean, people who love This Is Us. I
forgot. She's not bad in This Is Us, to be very frank with you.
I know. She gets
she wasn't bad in what movie
Walk
was
to
it?
Remember.
No,
Yep.
that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And prepare yourselves, folks. You can already get on that because that's coming up.
Yeah.
Get ready.
No, she plays this kind of like bratty Christian girl in a movie, and she does it well. Like,
it's that Saved movie.
Oh, that could be.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where she's like overly religious.
Yeah,
and, like,
so she's funny.
Judgmental.
So, okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to walk that back a little bit. That was a little too harsh. I'm just thinking of
okay.
I'm thinking of like early Mandy Moore movies that were like,
It's good to know. So if I'm jealous of ugly Ben Affleck, you're very jealous of Mandy Moore. You see her as a threat. And let me tell you right now,
but
babe.
she's gorgeous.
She's very cute, but you don't have anything to worry about. You're way hotter than Mandy Moore.
Oh, babe. The things that you butter me up with. You're so sweet. I think you're hotter than Ben Affleck. How do you like that?
Real Ben Affleck?
Oh, yeah.
Or ugly Ben Affleck?
Both.
Because ugly Ben Affleck's a solid compliment. Real Ben Affleck? I'm like, what? Have you seen how rugged he looks now as he gets older?
He has gotten better.
He
He's
gets
got,
better
like,
with age.
The Paul Rudd thing
as the
going.
gray comes in, Ben Affleck just gets hotter and hotter.
Yeah, I can see why J-Lo took him back.
Yeah, is that for sure? Is that legit?
I mean, they're
Which,
not...
by the way, hey, emancipated from A-Rod, thank goodness. I've been saying forever A-Rod's a schmuck, so yay. But
Well, we don't know if it's forever. She might... Who knows?
But they're back together? They've been seen together?
They've been seen together. That's all we
okay.
know. I think they went on a romantic weekend together.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Cool.
Oh, they were in Jiggly together or whatever. Jiggly. I never saw that movie.
Did you say it how you said it the first
Jiggly?
time? Jiggly? It's Geely.
Jiggly.
Jiggly?
I know. I fixed it the second time.
I know, but it's great.
But Jigglypuff.
Jiggly. I've never seen it either. Don't need to. Ooh, I'm so glad you brought Mandy Moore up, though. We would be remiss to not talk about Mandy Moore in that.
Yep.
So obviously we're
Terrible
missing,
singer.
We're missing a lot. Yeah, just a whatever singer. Right?
Yeah, not terrible.
She's not
but
bad,
so
but she's not-
underwhelming.
Yes, that's probably
So
the best way to say
underwhelming.
it. She's just
Can you
She's
do a
an
Mandy?
average.
Do you have a good Mandy Moore impression?
I'm gonna save it.
Yeah, you are.
I'm gonna save it for when the time comes. You'll know.
Yeah, I do.
We'll both know.
I know when it
it's
will
right.
come. Yes.
Oh my gosh. All right. So movies with singers. Moving on. Let's talk a little Brit before we wrap up the end of the film here.
Sure.
Favorite music video.
You know, this is such a stereotypical choice,
I'm ready.
but I think it's the Oops, I Did It Again video.
Samesies.
I think it's so fun. The space stuff, the outfits are iconic.
Yeah.
The dance is iconic. It's just, she tapped into something that was just, I think, fantastic in that music video.
Yep.
So that one for me,
The
is my favorite.
dancing. Yes, I would agree. All of it. I think she's her cutest in that. It's before she
agree.
goes like platinum blonde.
Yep.
It's before we get like the raccoon eye eyeliner phase, which I think she's still technically kind of in, but you know,
She is kind
to
of
each
in
his
that.
own. I just think like
My buddy David always sends me videos of her on Instagram, and then she
Like-
is still in Raccoon.
like present ones.
Yeah, and she'll just be dancing around in her foyer or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep, or
She's-
singing.
She's a bit goofy,
Yeah,
right? We
she
love
is.
her. We love her.
She is
good
really
goober.
goofy on Instagram, which I kind of appreciate.
I do too, because
I-
I think that's I think that's her.
I-
I
well,
think she doesn't take herself too seriously.
Absolutely. And I'm so sick of Instagram just being this platform of seriousness. Like if you can't show a side of yourself that's kind of fun and is just entertaining, then I'm getting bored with Instagram.
Sure.
Because it's either social justice posts, which are great, or it's just like, here's me and my perfect self.
Yeah.
Like, no, I want to see more goofy side.
Yeah,
That's
have a
where
sense of humor about
I'll
yourself.
give those Snap kids and the TikTokers a little credit.
Sure.
Because they have more fun
Yeah,
than the Instagrammers do.
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's probably fair. So that's also my favorite video. What about, do you have a favorite song? Is that the same? Or do you have a different song?
Do you know what my favorite song is?
I probably will once you start
Okay.
singing it, but I don't.
Now, Rach has called me out on this being my favorite Britney song before. My favorite song is from album 1, and it was her last video before they switched to album 2. And that video didn't even play very long on MTV because Oops came out right away. It is.
Can I sing it?
Yeah.
I was born to make you happy. Is that it?
Yep. And Rach calls me out. She's like, "Oh, the song where she's born to make you happy is your favorite?" And I was like, No. I look at it as I'm the singer. Like she's singing, but it's my words. It's I'm born to make you happy. It's not you're born to serve my every whim.
Oh my gosh. Such a, an underappreciated song.
I was born to make you happy. I love that song.
Oh.
Well, what's yours?
Oh.
So Oops is your favorite video.
Oops is my favorite video.
Okay.
There's a lot of fun in there. You know what was stuck in my head for a long time when it came out?
What?
Toxic.
Yeah?
I just think it's so fun.
Yeah. It
It's
got
so different.
overplayed on the radio for me, and I got really annoyed by it.
Yep.
Kind of like Slave. Slave was the same way. And
Yeah.
Slave with all the, I'm a slave, all those dirty slides.
Yeah.
Really
Grating
irritated
on
my
your-
eardrum. Yeah. Those two, Toxic is more fun,
Mm-hmm.
but Slave for You is maybe, I think, the most annoying song.
Sure. I mean, Hit Me Baby One More Time is still probably so iconic, and like when it comes on, like that's
know
the
it.
song.
Yeah.
So yeah, that might be like my second. But like
Toxic's your number one?
I think Toxic is
It is really fun.
I think it's a fun song.
It'd be fun to dance to.
Yeah. It's just so different.
Yep.
I liked it. I think musicality wise it's interesting.
What is your, and I'm not going to go through the new stuff because like my expertise is really just like the first couple albums and then a little bit into album 3.
For sure.
And then once we get to album 4, I had it, but I barely listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't do anything after that. What is your least favorite music video? Do you need me to list some off? Do you need me to go
Sure,
through?
that'd be helpful.
Okay, let me go through chronologically. Hit Me Baby One More Time. Sometimes I run.
Yep.
You drive me crazy.
Uh-huh.
Oh gosh, what's that song? From the bottom of my broken
All these ones are good. All these
heart.
ones are good.
And then I was
Album-
born to make you happy.
Album 1 is going to be
That's
pretty
all
solid.
album 1.
Yeah. Album 1 is gold for
Okay.
me.
Album 2 is Oops, I Did It
Gold.
Again. And then it's Stronger Than Yesterday.
Chair Dance. Yep.
And then it's She's So Lucky. She's a
Oh,
star.
lucky. Yep.
And then the last one was, and you'll have to help me, it's the one where she's in the bikini. She had 4 from that album.
Oh, that song.
what's that one? Tell me.
I don't know the words. We just
Da-da-da-da-da,
don't let me be the last. Don't let me be the last to know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't let me be the last to know.
Random song.
But I told Rach that came out. I remembered exactly where I was when that video came out. I was with my friends. We were doing a group called Destination Imagination. I was in rehearsal, and they're like, the new Britney video came out, and we had seen some stills that she was in this bikini, and I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be wild. And she's like half naked on this beach the entire time with this really hot guy, and they're just like rolling around in the dirt the whole time. And it was such a sexy video that I was like, oh my gosh. But it's kind of a boring video, though.
Yeah.
It's not like Shania Twain's when she's in that black and white.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what's that? Na 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 da da. Look how far we've come, my baby.
I knew you'd get that.
Oh, that song is so good.
Yeah, she's smoking in
Oh,
that
the music video.
as well. Yes. And talented.
And talented.
And talented.
Cute as a button. So out of those, and then I guess Slave for You, and then I don't remember what's on that third album, and then we can throw Toxic in there. So like, we'll just do Iconic.
For like least favorite video, it's
Yeah.
going to be something later on. It's going to be like Womanizer.
Oh
or
yeah, I
like
forgot Womanizer.
Circus,
Womanizer,
maybe.
Well, how does Circus go?
All eyes on me on the center of the ring, just like a circus.
Oh yeah.
You know, those later hits are
Yep.
not. So it's probably something like that.
Those songs kind of remind me of like when Gwen Stefani got into that weird territory too, that I don't like, but I know everybody else does.
Bananas?
Yeah, Bananas is the worst song
such a
ever.
bop. Come on.
No, it's terrible.
Yeah. I didn't really like the song Lucky.
You didn't like Lucky?
No.
Tells a great story.
I think that's why I don't like it. It's so
It's a
so
concept
cheesy.
song. It tells a whole story.
I know. I know it.
But Rach, she's so lucky. She's a star.
It's fun. It's a bit cheese, but it's fun. But yeah, if I have to pick one from like earlier on. Segue. Let's talk about Brit's voice
Yes.
in this film, particularly.
Yes.
Now, we love a good Brit, obviously.
Oh,
we
yeah.
we had to love her voice because we bought the album, so
For sure.
we can't deny that. But listening to her in this film,
Yep.
sing along and do things, or maybe just I'm listening to her again as an adult. Her voice is grating at times.
Yep.
Yeah.
We can play along to my favorite song.
Yeah, it's like there's just so much. I don't know if it's vocal fry or like what we would call that in the voice.
Yeah,
but
she's the way she's like creating tension. Yeah, there's a tension there, and it's a little nasal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like comparing her to the other stars of the day, and Christina and Jessica Simpson and Destiny's Child. Like, there were some legit singers.
Oh, man. Yeah, if
at
you're going to
this
throw
time.
DC in there, absolutely.
But Britney was the queen of them all.
She was.
She was.
She was.
And, I mean, I guess you could say the same about Madonna. Madonna's voice is good, but it's not great.
Right. If you're just going to go off of just like technique
Yeah.
and just like a overall range and like, yeah, you're right.
She's
I
not
think it's
they're not Pink. They're not like, I mean, there's
yeah,
people out there who have amazing vocals.
Yes, yeah.
And she's not one of them.
yeah, exactly.
And I agree with you. Her voice irritated me at times.
It did.
this
It
movie as
did, and
well.
I love her, but yeah, I was irritated with her voice at times.
Yep.
Oof.
Yeah.
It made me like I had my throat hurt a little bit listening to her.
I wonder how she held up vocally.
Yeah.
I wonder
mean-
if she lost her voice a lot.
Well, I don't know. You think that like that's how she sings, and
Yeah,
so like
it's just her.
if that's how she sings, then maybe that's okay, and that's just her sound.
Yeah, and even if she got nodes like Steve Tyler, he that became his thing. Steven Tyler has vocal nodes, and that's what gives him that unique sound. And he doesn't get them surgically repaired because of the sound.
Yeah.
So maybe that happened to her too. I don't know.
I don't know. I think when you're comparing her to, so yeah, vocally wise, not as strong as the other people that you brought up, but I think her songs were better, like maybe
Yeah,
catchier,
I
and
think
maybe
so,
that's
too.
a part of it.
Yep.
And just as a star too, like she was just more popular,
Yep.
like in her videos and her
Yep.
looks and her endorsements and what she was doing. So in that sense, like you don't have to be the best to be the best.
And
if that makes sense.
I remember everybody trying to pit all those gals against each other. And from my memory, maybe you have a different memory, but I remember them not ever picking up the rope. And like Christina, Jessica, Britney, like none of them would attack the other one.
Oh yeah.
And like, so they were like, Christina, you know that you're a better singer than Britney. Like, I remember Christina would always say things like, I don't know, I think Britney's just fine. I think she does a good job. We have different
Yeah.
voices. Like, she was always pretty complimentary.
I don't remember any feuds either.
Uh-huh.
But I think like when you, especially in this movie, when I get a little glimpse at my Britney interviews, like I don't think you could be mean to her.
Yeah.
Like she's just the sweetest thing.
Well, and
she
maybe
truly
that's part
is
of
so
it.
kind and is so down to earth, and yeah, I don't know. I have so I recently watched a Free Britney documentary.
You're all about the documentaries.
I am
I
all
love
about
it.
I like documentaries.
Yeah.
Just within like the last few months, because I had heard about it, but wanted to know
It was a
just
big deal.
more about what was going on with that. And I'll be honest, like after watching it, I felt just a lot of guilt about how she was treated during her mental breakdown, and like how different we would, hopefully as a society, we would have treated her had that
Yep.
happened today. Like it was really awful.
For sure.
Of like,
well, and I remember these interviews. Like before we talked about them after you watched Free Britney. I remember the interviews with Diane Sawyer.
yeah,
Like my mom would be like, "Hey,
yeah.
Britney's going to be on Dateline tonight or 2020 or whatever," and I would watch them. And I can remember Diane Sawyer being kind of a bee to Britney in all
She had
those
some
interviews.
harsh
I remember
questions.
there was an interview. And it wasn't with Diane Sawyer. It was with somebody else. It might have been on The View. And Justin and Britney are right next to each other, and they're talking to them. And in the interview, they're asking them, "Have you guys had sex?" And
Yeah.
they're like, and they're like, "Have you guys had sex?" Like they keep prying over and over again.
Yeah.
And finally, they go, "We haven't had sex." And they're like, "Well, how long until you do?" Like they're getting so personal.
Weird. Just
and then
weird.
they're
We would
like,
never ask 18-year-olds this. Or
and you can tell they're so
17-year-olds.
uncomfortable, and they keep
Yeah.
pressing, like, how long? Like, do you think you guys are close or whatever? And they're like, yeah, it'll probably be sometime soon. And so they like
Aw.
are giving out this information so intimate. And then I remember the interviewer saying like, well, are you going to tell the world when you do? And they're like, no, that's our business. And then being like, no, you need to share it with the entire world. And people, they kept just like
Yeah,
crying with this interview. It
gross,
was so gross.
Yeah. Same, yeah. I remember there was a one just with Diane Sawyer and her, and it was, I mean, Diane Sawyer was just going to task on her about like being like, well, you're supposed to be a role model. Don't you think you're too sexy? And Britney was like, I never said that. Like, I didn't want to be a role model. Like, I'm just doing this. Or people are free to make their own choices. Or it was something like, should parents let their kids listen to your music? And
Yep.
and she was just like, I mean, parents are parents. Like, you have
For
to
sure.
parent. Like,
Yep.
Britney was being the adult in the conversation,
Yeah.
essentially. Like, I don't know why I have to explain this to you, Diane Sawyer, winner of how many Emmys probably, but
Yep.
like Like it was just poor interviewing.
It's
and
gross now.
Yeah, it
hindsight.
is. I'm glad that we've gotten to a spot where like we can look at that and like it just like automatically there's like a red flag that's like, ooh, bad question.
Yep.
That was
Come on.
not tactful, and we don't ask people those questions.
For sure.
So
oh gosh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind. Go ahead.
Do you know much about like the free Britney scenario and the conservatorship?
I mean, I know there's something about her dad controls her interests, right?
Yeah, so her dad, since her breakdown in 2008, has been
Yep.
her sole conservator, meaning like he's in charge of money, he's in charge of what job she does, he kind of controls all of it. And typically this is put in place for somebody who is not well enough to take care of themselves.
Yep.
And so the argument is, at this point, that has been, 12 years
Yeah.
ago. She's touring. She's been in movies or like
And she
done
can't get out of this
appearance.
contract?
And well, here's the thing. Like there's some conspiracy around it. Her fans or some fans feel like she's trapped in it.
Okay.
But then Britney has also come out and said that it's voluntary, but she doesn't want her dad to be the conservatorship anymore. She wants to they have a family friend who has done it for a little while because her dad had some health problems in 2019, and so this gal named Jody, I wrote it here somewhere. We'll just call her
Jody.
Just Jody.
Family friend Jody.
Family Jody Montgomery has been running it for a while Dad stepped out. And Britney would like her to continue to run it. Britney has also tried to have her mom run it as well, and has like made pleas for that to happen. So it's all kind of going through the courts right now. It's been denied. She keeps being denied, and it's just odd. It's yeah, I'll just read it like a little bit. This is from one of her lawyers. So it says, during the 12 years of Spears' conservatorship, she has repeatedly toured the world, released multiple albums, and worked on a variety of television shows. Her conservators decide whether or not she works, and she cannot enter into contracts for herself because she is not legally her own person. Britney Spears needs permission from her conservators to leave her house or to spend any of her own money.
Interesting.
And so that's the thing. It's like, a part of it is if she is truly that unwell, then isn't it gross that we're making her go out and like do these things and like make all this money?
Oh, for
and,
sure.
You know what I mean?
She shouldn't have to do that if she's mentally unwell enough to take care of her own self.
And so like what she has done at times, and this is maybe more recently, is she has stopped performing. She says, I'm not going to perform anymore until my dad is no longer my conservatorship. I don't want him in charge of my money anymore. They haven't talked for like a long time. And yeah, so she wants him out. She says that she is okay with having it, but because she wants to like gradually get her independence back. She knows that if she gets it all back at once, she doesn't feel. She doesn't feel mentally well with that.
Well, and that's a lot of pressure to like now you
sure.
have to manage all these
you
things,
have,
all these
you know,
dates
millions and millions
and
of dollars, and
Yep.
I think she knows about herself that she can be vulnerable in those positions, and she can get taken advantage of by friends and by people who come saying that they support her. So she has said that she knows by her spending where her mental health is at.
Sure.
So I mean, good for her to be able to know that about herself, but like it's weird, right? Like that conservatorship. It's weird.
Hey, do you remember the Limp Bizkit story?
Yeah. She still denies that, but he came out and said that they like had like dated for a bit. And this was like after their
He said
breakup.
they were recording. And that they hooked up. They never dated.
Oh, okay.
They never dated. So here's the story for that one.
Yeah, tell me that.
So they were recording a song together. And I actually think it wasn't even together. It was like he was producing a song that she was going to do. And they're in the recording studio, and he says she left, and then she came back, and they hooked up in the studio. And he like threatened that he like had audio and stuff that was gonna like show that they had hooked up, because there was like a recording thing that had happened, almost like a black box in an airplane, like constantly records in the recording studio. And he had said like, hey, I'm gonna release all of this, and if you don't admit that we hooked up. And Britney like denied it and said like that never happened. That's a lie. And it kind of was the death of Limp Bizkit, because she got a hold of some form of audio and released it, and it showed that nothing happened, that she left.
Oh,
and
interesting.
Limp was just in the studio by himself.
Whoa.
And so she disproved his allegation
by what he had threatened to do.
And he like after that moment like dropped and wasn't able to do anything, except for now he directs really poopy films.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's Limp Bizkit's new thing. Is like he
Oh.
directs horrible movies.
Like, would I have heard of any of them?
Yeah, that movie that our buddies Christopher Keeter wanted us to watch with John Travolta, where he is like a crazy stalker to Devon Sawa. Yeah, that movie.
That movie is
He
directed by
directed
Limp
that.
Bizkit.
Yep, he directs a bunch of really terrible movies like that.
Oh, that just sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad you called him on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you could see how easy that would be for people to, like, spread things like that.
For
and be
sure.
like, I can't disprove it unless I can. Yeah. All right. Any other Brit Brat stuff before we run into the final budget and awards and whatnot?
I didn't think she looked terrible when she had a buzzed head. Kind of like Natalie Portman. I think it was
Random.
kind of cute.
Yeah.
That's all that comes to mind right now. K-Fed, that was very unfortunate.
Yeah.
But Kevin Federline, he actually had a stint in WWE, and John Cena beat the crap out of him all the time, and that was awesome.
That's fun. And that's fun that he knew that like he
He's
needed
the biggest heel in the biz.
He needed to be a heel,
Yep.
and he probably had fun doing that.
Oh,
so
I
that's
think
good.
he probably did.
So
Yeah.
again, don't take yourself too seriously. Be a heel
Yep.
in the WWE. You're right by me.
Yep. For sure. For sure.
For sure. There's always jokes about this film being made into a sequel, and Shonda Rhimes says, like, I'm not going to write a sequel, but I'll work with all these people again, if that's the case. So,
Yeah.
'cause she had such a great time doing that. But technically no sequel in
I
the
don't think we
works.
need a sequel.
No, for
I'll be
sure.
honest with you. I think this is one that just needs to sit and rest.
It's not enough of a cult classic to
No.
be a sequel. You know, people talk about it being like,
We couldn't even find it, just like Spice World. It was impossible to find online.
yeah, but Spice World could be a sequel.
No, it couldn't. They're both not good enough movies to have sequels.
You don't have to be a good movie to be a sequel, Ty. That's where you're missing the point.
That's true. That's true.
So the budget for this, $12 million. When Britney's record label, or her manager really at the time, like found out that she wanted to do this, he put up $10 million of it.
Whoa.
He's like, if Britney wants to do it, she can do it, which is kind of unheard of at the time, like for someone to do that. So
Yeah.
obviously that they thought that he was gonna benefit from it. It's like, oh, this must be good. She's
Sure.
gonna be in a movie. Overall, grossed $61 million.
Oh, so it made its money back.
It
Times 5.
It made its money back. It was technically, it did well at the box office for like the first
Was this
week
did this
two.
go into the theater?
Yeah, it was. I think it was not like a full release. It might have been like a limited release here and
Okay.
there because it technically is an indie film.
Yep.
I did not see it in the films. I think in the movies. I think I saw it like a rented.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably.
Yeah, because it
Blockbuster?
doesn't feel like a straight to VHS movie.
No.
But I don't remember it being in the theaters though either.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, maybe it was just in the theaters for a short amount of time.
Yeah, it could have been. Got some awards.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Globes.
Not quite. Britney won Razzie for Worst Actress.
She did.
Yeah. Which, I'll be honest, I don't even know if that's fair. Like,
I don't know
she
either.
wasn't that
She's
bad.
not terrible.
She's not that bad.
She's just not great.
She's not set up to be super successful either.
I think she's a 5 out of 10 acting wise in this movie.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing that I would really hammer her about. She's fine.
Yeah. Razzie for Worst Song. I'm
For-
not a girl.
But
Worst original song. Ouch. But don't feel too bad for Brit because she also won an MTV Movie Awards.
Yeah, she did.
Or no, she got noms for Female Breakout Performance and Best Dressed. So don't feel bad. She got nommed. All right. Do you want the critics' consensus?
Yes, please.
Critics' consensus say a cliched and silly pop star vanity project. Crossroads is strictly for Britney fans only.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it has much viewing power outside of people who like Britney Spears.
Yeah.
But maybe you would disagree. But for me, this was more just road trip movie for Britney Spears fans.
I think so. I would say yes. Rotten Tomatoes score?
Yep.
Guess.
22%.
Lower.
17%.
Lower.
12%.
14%.
Oh.
Audience?
36%.
40%. Very
Hey.
close. Very close. You got it.
Hey.
I'm going to read one of these reviews. That
Yeah,
was
for
funny.
sure.
Spears delivers a performance with the same sincerity she invests in a Pepsi commercial. Only this film contains twice the sugary calories.
That's a really good review.
I like that's pretty clever.
That's clever.
And it's not wrong because she is super sincere in it. And that's
Yeah.
the thing. It's like she's trying.
For sure.
It just is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I am ready for you to give me your time meter.
Okay. Crossroads gets stuck in the car for too long. There are moments that you will never forget, but these travel companions wear on you. But Britney's cuteness makes you feel lucky and stronger that you might just be driven crazy enough to watch it again. 20%. I actually practiced that.
Oh my gosh. That was so good. Babe, that was so good. You spent so much time on that. That's really
I actually
good.
did it,
Really?
but I did practice it. I was like, okay, should I just put the songs in there? I was like, no, I want to sing them.
Yeah.
So I had
You want to sing
I
them.
ran through them twice, and I was like, okay, I think I got it.
Oh, hon, that's so good. Woo. All right. Nice. What did you give it again?
20%.
20%. That's solid. So for you, let me just look at here. 20%
It was
would be
higher than
above Jingle All the Way,
Yep.
lower than Never
Never Been
Been
Kissed.
Kissed.
Yep.
Never Been Kissed. I'm gonna put it in the Jingle All the Way area as well. It's kind of
Yep.
like that. I can't decide if it's higher or lower than that, to be honest.
Yeah, that was a tricky part.
That's kind of right where
Yep.
it lands for me.
Because I would probably watch Jingle All the Way again before watching this, but Jingle All the Way is still probably a worse movie though.
Yeah.
It's just so slapsticky.
Yeah.
But I didn't hate it though.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It's like, it's so funny.
Yeah.
And now, like, what, from a rewatchability standpoint, this doesn't have a lot of rewatchability for me.
Sure.
So
Yep.
I'm gonna put this just under Jingle All the Way. I'm gonna put this at a 17%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Above what?
Right above Halloween 3.
No way.
Yeah.
You'd watch this over Halloween 3 again?
Well, I don't know.
Remember, she's a robot?
Oh, wait, that's right. Whoa.
That was such a
Oh,
cool.
you
and
changed my
remember,
mind.
Remember the bug masks?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. No, we're gonna stay at 17.
No, that's fair.
We're gonna stay just because it's Britney.
Are you
I love
ready?
her.
Are you ready to move up Double Dragon now?
Is this your one time a week you're checking in?
Yep.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay. Well,
There it was.
there it was.
There it was.
Yeah.
Rachel's 2 picks. Thanks for joining me on this. Ty, we're going to throw it back to you
Yeah.
this next week. What's in store?
I'm excited to revisit this. I just watched this movie again, last summer during the COVID shutdown. I was like revisiting old movies, and I revisited this one, and it got me so pumped to watch this with you. You saw a little bit of it, but you haven't seen the whole thing.
Okay.
We are going to watch the iconic cult classic with amazing backstories of what was going on set of The Crow.
Ooh, The Crow.
Yes, with Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen The Crow, go watch it, folks.
Oh, man.
It is a ride, and we're going to go on one.
Here we
Next week, we're going to the City of Angels, baby. We're watching The Crow.
Bye.
All right, test it up.
Meet you at the crossroads, crossroads. Meet you at the crossroads, crossroads.
Boom, 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 boom.
I can't believe someone got it off of that. Ty, tell the story.
Okay, this is gonna be an extra feature.
There you
This
go.
is just our test. So I once said like, "Hey, Rach, I bet I can," because I had given Rach this quiz. I was like, "Hey, what song is this?" Boom, 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 and that's all I did. And Rachel's like, "I have no idea." And then I said, "It's Bone Thugs and Harmony. It's Crossroads." And she's like, "No, it's not." And I played the song as a very opening thing. Boom, 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 boom. And she's like, "Nobody will ever get that." We literally went to a party that night. And I quizzed 3 people, 3 for 3, baby. Boosh! They're like, oh, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Crossroads.
Never ever. You're all in on it. There's no way. It was crazy, guys.